North Stars Hockey is brought to you by Coca-Cola Classic, the official soft drink of the NHL and the Minnesota North Stars. You can't beat the real thing. And by Champion Auto Stores. Shop the Champion Auto Stores U Auto Care sale, going on now at participating stores. And by Toyota. I love what you do for me, Toyota. And by Mystic Lake Casino with slots, blackjack, high stakes, pull tabs, bingo, and restaurants located just minutes south of Valley Fair. And by Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this.
This is where it all began for the Minnesota North Stars. On an October night in 1967, the Stars played their first ever game here at the St. Louis Arena. Tonight, they'll play that same team and start a brand new season. Good evening and welcome to Channel 9's coverage of North Stars hockey. This is Doug McLeod, and tonight, the North Stars meet the St. Louis Blues
In the NHL.
And Kurt Joseph also played in all 8 games against Minnesota last year, posting a 4-2-2 winning record, 2.45 goals against, and a .926 save percentage. Darcy had trouble last year against the Blues in 3 games played, 8 goals on 39 shots, a 5.45 and an 0-2-0 record.
A great confidence builder, though. Vote of confidence, giving him the start here tonight. And we're underway. The puck back in the St. Louis zone. Giles clearing it ahead. Tenorti throws a hit which turned around the St. Louis player Rich Sutter. The Blues putting the puck in the North Star zone, and on the left wing side the Tin Man. Tenorti clearing to center. Lowry picking it off as he ran into Craig and got dumped, and Lowry plays it deep in the North Star zone, back of the net. Hatcher wearing number 2. He switched from his 28, feeding it around on the right side. It's kept in at the line by the Blues. Apparently not. It got out, and they're going to call an offside. And they'll come back outside for the face-off. Bobby Plager. Now there's a man who's been involved with the Blues Hockey Club from the very beginning. Drafted in the expansion draft of 1967 by St. Louis from the New York Rangers. Was joined here by his brother Barkley. He's played. He has been a director of scouting. He has coached the minor league club in Peoria, and he's now the coach of the Blues. And of course, there's Hall of Famer Bob Gainey with his new assistant, Rick Wilson. They were teammates with the Montreal Canadiens. Rick coached Mike Modano in junior hockey at Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. Underway, Mike McPhee, the ex-Montreal Canadien, playing the puck into the St. Louis zone. Brown banking it off the boards to center. And Jimmy Johnson dumps it back in. Now Zombo slipping a pass to the left. Jeff Brown brings it back in the net. Eyeballed from Broughton across the net. Now out with the attack to the right. To Zombo and back to Brown. Penetrates the zone. Fading off the boards. He was trying to get that to the Russian player Korolev, but it was broken up, and the North Stars come back now at center. Johnson dumping it in. Brown in pursuit. Pursued by Broughton. The puck cleared around on the right, and Hull feeds to center, but it's off the mark for Korolev. And we'll have Shodin clearing it ahead. Courtnall recovering the puck and starting the play back for Minnesota with Gagne at center now. Dumping it in, and Joseph makes the first stop of the hockey game on a long shot. An easy save.
Now the crowd here in St. Louis, although they were up and cheering during the pregame festivities, are a little bit quieted now. The big to-do, Al, with all these fireworks and the crashing and the booming and the bang.
An old building like this, Ralph, those fireworks can get a little scary.
Oh, yeah. I saw those 2 big booms almost knock you right out of the booth here.
They were loud, weren't they?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They'll be right here, though, in St. Louis tonight. I'm sure they'll get this place rocking once again.
Gagne, Black, and Dolan, and it's back to Shodin. He drills a shot from the point, and Joseph turns that aside. Dolan keeping it in along the boards against Janney. Now takes a hit from Lowry. Ulfie Dolan still controls. The shot had dropped off the traffic, and Joseph still managed to block it. It's kept in by Dolan. Ulfie Dolan hitting Gagne back around behind the net. Now Dolan has it again. Right to center, but it's cleared away. The puck comes loose in the zone, and Shanahan putting it out on the left wing side. Janney dropping it back in front, and it's broken up there by the combination of Shodin and Tenorti, who starts the play back. Gagne tried to get it to Black, but it hit the defender Cavallini. Puck still in the zone, and now Janney back for the Blues. He's got a trailer. Hull runs into 3 defenders. Hull has to chase the pass, centers it, and Wakaluk directing it away to his left. Duchesne, the Duke, runs into traffic in front of the net. Hull chasing him back of the goal, and now Matvechuk slipping it to the left. Ludwig clears. Back to Matvechuk, who switched from 44 that he wore in the preseason to 4. Dumped in by Churla. Carried around on the left by Butcher, and then Butcher got upended by Duchesne. Centering pass by Quinn is intercepted in the slot by Kurt Giles. The Pengi losing it at center as his pass is blocked by Churla. Churla hit by Butcher. They both go down, and the Blues come back with Hull. Bobby's boy loses it. The Blues changing defenseman. Here's Ellick trying to split the defense, going in, and got a weak shot off, and Joseph swept it aside. Now Ellick again trying to put it in front, battling with Zombo from the corner. Kept in by Craig to Ellick. Now Brown and Craig. Brown clearing it, but not out. Madonna picking it off to the high slot. Tenorti's shot off the traffic into the left corner. Hatcher overskates. Craig with a shot wide. In comes Tenorti off the points to Ellick. It hit the boards and glanced away from him. Craig getting it. Trying to set up Ellick. Kept in, now Craig to Ellick. Cranks up, fire. Oh, big stop with the glove. Curtis Joseph, and let's be back in 1 minute. Didn't get much on it, and the puck is cleared out of the zone. The North Stars have outshot the Blues 6-0, and the puck played right back into the St. Louis zone. Joseph putting it around on the left, fed in front. Oh, McPhee with a shot, and a sliding save by Joseph. Joseph has been busy. That was his 6th save of the period, and Wakaluk has yet to see a shot on goal. This is Ludwig out of Eagle River, Wisconsin, putting it out to center, deflected by a high stick, and we'll have a face-off.
5-1-5-1 opening night. Always a lot of fun at the Met.
Tenorti. Janney checking him. Got the pass off to Black at center. He ran into a check from Giles. Janney clearing it back to center. James Black again. Acquired from Hartford by the North Stars in the offseason, dumping it in. This is Butcher. Slipping it off to Nelson Emerson. Plays it by one man. Back up on the play, and a shot by Janney goes back of the net. Janney recovers. Craig Janney, the ex-Boston Bruin, putting it in front for Shanahan. He goes down, and we may have our first penalty on Tenorti. Loose puck, and it's cleared away by Gagne. And our first penalty of the hockey game being assessed for tripping at 5:29.
It'll go on Darian Hatcher, Al. He's working in front of Darcy Wakaluk, and he takes down one of the Blues players. Tenorti grabbed Shanahan there, and actually they could have grabbed either Tenorti or Hatcher, but it's Hatch on Wakaluk's right that gets his stick out there and trips Emerson. Darian Hatcher goes at 5 minutes 29 seconds, Al, and the Stars will go shorthanded. Good penalty killing in the preseason, however, for Minnesota.
In last season's 8 games between these teams, Shane Churla was the North Stars' most penalized player with 41 minutes. Todd Ellick had 30, Bobby Smith 17. For the Blues, Kelly Chase led them with 28 penalties. Paul Cavallini and Bob Basson each took 17 minutes. Blues on the power play, and the puck is cleared down the ice. Blues were 10th on the power play in the NHL last season, 19.2%. Stars getting the first chance to test out their penalty killing as Brown brings it in. Jeff Brown. Brown behind, Hull back to the point. LaPerriere back in deep. Shanahan missed the pass. Back of the net, Janney falls. Got it to Brown. High slot, LaPerriere to Hull. Fires it, and it's deflected wide to the right. Jimmy Johnson backhands it, and it goes out of play. We'll have a face-off to the right of Wakaluk. Now, you heard the name LaPerriere. That's exactly who you think it is. That's Jock's boy, Hall of Famer Jacques LaPerriere. Great player on defense with Montreal for many years, now in the Hall of Fame. And this is his boy Danny. He no doubt learned a lot growing up from his daddy.
They have him on the point on the power play, Al, and he helps unwind that puck to Brett Hull, who shot his tip by Hull's old friend, the Duke. You'll remember in the Stanley Cup run of a couple of springs ago, the Duke and Stewie Gavin had Brett Hull covered like a blanket through 6 games, frustrating him at every turn. Tonight, Stewie Gavin is among the players who did not make the trip. However, the Duke right in Hull's face.
The way Hull cranked that one, I think he was trying to take the Duke out of the game. LaPerriere and Brett Hull, both sons of Hockey Hall of Famers, of course. Brett is Bobby's boy, and LaPerriere is Jock's boy. LaPerriere is an assistant coach at Montreal now with Jacques Demers. Here's Hull. Wakaluk steered that behind. Now it's driven to the line and by Johnson, comes out off the traffic. The Duke has it. Goes to his normal side. Long shot from the high slot, and Joseph handles that. Brown. His pass comes out to center off Broughton, and Janney feeds it across to Hull. Fires it in. Out comes Wakaluk. Clears around behind. Shanahan couldn't get it. It was over his head, but Brown keeps it in at the point. Puts it in deep. Johnson to Ludwig. Checked by Shanahan. Now the puck comes up the left wing boards, and Broughton drives it out. 47 seconds left in the penalty. Janney puts it in front. Tip attempt, and Shanahan goes down, wrapping around the left post, knocking it off its anchor, but he apparently is all right. Brendan Shanahan getting back up.
Al, the Blues have a pretty good play set up. Janney sliding it across to Shanahan, but it's Matvichuk tying him up, and probably lucky that he didn't get called, as he's got the stick in there pretty good on Brendan Shanahan. Janney with a perfect pass, slides over, gets the leg out, and then the three of them collide. Darcy was slow to get up, but I think he's just going to shake it off, take a swig. You know, when Darcy Wakaluk goes to the bench to get water, he will only take it from Stars trainer Dave Supernaut. He won't take it from anybody else. That's his superstition. Anybody else tries to hand him something on the bench, he'll only take it from Dave Supernaut. So keep your eye out for that.
42 seconds left in the penalty on Hatcher as they face off to the left of Wakaluk. Korolev getting it back to the point. Now Cavallini to Korolev to Brown, wide. Emerson after it. He's covered by the falling North Star player Gagne. The puck is cleared out, or that's McPhee out there now. 22 seconds in the penalty as the Blues come back. Brought in by Philippe Bozan, a French player. Now McPhee to Tenorti. Clears, and this is Brown starting it back. Shot in by Bozan, B-O-Z-O-N. Philippe has 2 L's and a couple of P's. Bozan. His pass out of the reach of Cavallini, and Hatcher comes on. Joseph out to set it up. Cavallini a bank. Johnson at center. Puts it back in, and it hit a linesman. Now Cavallini clears to Nelson Emerson, dumping it in. Alec skates it down. Slips it to Johnson. Takes off one check, and then it's broken up by Giles at the St. Louis blue line. Stars come in again. Craig Fell got it to Madonna. Now to Wellick. A blast and a skate save. Good stop on the left side by Curtis Joseph. And now Rich Sutter chasing the puck. Ludwig there to cover. Around behind for Lowry. Back to Sutter. Bassin's in front, and the shot hit the traffic. A rebound and a big save on that close-in chance by Wakaluk as he took the chance away from Rich Sutter. That puck came to the goaltender off the traffic, and we've got a stoppage of play, and a high sticking penalty is being called. There's no score in the hockey game with 11:33 remaining in the first period.
Dogs and Cokes are $10.50 each. Sign up and order your Kid Street Family 4-pack now.
North Stars attacking on the power play. Centering pass by Gagne. Intercepted in front. Cleared to the line. Not out. Chodin's long shot. Joseph sticks that aside to his left. Lowry in the penalty box for high sticking for St. Louis as Chodin sets up Gagne. Retreats to the right point. Across to Madonna. His shot goes wide right off the traffic, and Craig takes over in the corner. Brown behind Dolan. Dolan back of the net. Checked by Brown to Gagne. To Chaudin. To Modano. His shot off Hull. Ricochets back of the net. Now Craig chasing it. Tried to feed Modano behind, or Dolan behind, but the Blues come up with it. And Hull starts Brown back. Long shot, pad save, Wakalek. Penalty time down to 25 seconds on Lowry. Now Modano. Flips it to his right, and Courtnall lost it, trying to get by Basson, who's then taken out hard by Hatcher. Cavallini plays it in, and Win to Tenorti, and now on to center ice as the North Stars come in on the attack. Courtnall passing off, return pass in front, and Rich Sutter picked that one off. Lowry is on, and both teams have now killed off their first penalties of the hockey game. Our Stars try it again. Churla leaving a drop pass. This is Quinn. Broken up in the corner. Norwood clearing around behind. Poked at by Sutter. Now he gets it back from Lowry. Rich Sutter now puts it in front. They score! Lowry, the first goal of the season at 10 minutes and 50 seconds. Dave Lowry from Rich Sutter. An even strength goal to make it 1-0 for the St. Louis Blues.
Lots of offense in the first period. 9 shots for the Stars. This the 8th shot for the Blues. Richie Sutter, beautiful setup to Lowry right in front. This line is primarily the checking line. All they're missing is Rich's brother Ron, who is generally on this line, but he is out for 6 to 8 weeks with an abdominal strain. They don't need him. Beautiful look by Sutter, right up the slot. Lowry's waiting, and he just changes direction of the puck. Darcy can't make the save, and it's 1-0 Blues.
The Blues have changed their style this year under new coach Bob Plager. They've gone for a puck control style of play. They used to dump and chase under their previous coach Brian Sutter. The puck control is aimed at reducing the shots on goal. Only San Jose gave up more shots on goal than the Blues did last season. And of course they've got 3 Russian players here now, or Commonwealth of Independent States, to help with that puck control. Modano back, his shot blocked. Ellick couldn't do anything with the rebound, and Emerson starts it back for Shanahan. To Emerson. Long shot directed aside by Wakaluk. Modano checked by Shanahan. Janney back to the net, puts it in front, and Ellick picks up the loose puck. We've got a high sticking infraction behind the play with 8:28 remaining in the first period. The Blues lead it 1-0.
Season. Coca-Cola Future Stars poster presented by KDWB. Al already has one hanging up in the.
You bet.
Home. Yeah.
Maybe Mike will give you a tip on how to avoid penalties. He just went off at 11:32 for high sticking. The Blues on their second power play, firing it in. Tenorti to Broughton. Poke checked off his stick by Hull. Shanahan battles for it, but Broughton gets it back on the feed to the point. Riser up off the glass to Shane after it with LaPerriere to Broughton. Now a bank in deep, and Jeff Brown, the Blues' highest scoring defenseman last year. Brown behind to Jock's boy, and his pass off Janney's stick. Back in the corner, Shanahan races to Nordy. They both missed it the first time. And a follow-up touch by Hatcher makes it an icing call, and they'll go back in the St. Louis zone for the face-off. The Blues leading it by 1-0. The North Stars' all-time opening night record in their first 25 years in the NHL. 8 wins, 11 losses, 6 ties. This, of course, is the 76th season of NHL play, but it's the 100th year of Stanley Cup competition. Our Stars have faced the Blues 3 times previously on opening night. They tied them here 2-2 in 1967, the first NHL game for both teams. 89, they lost 8-3 to the Blues at Met Center, and in 1990 they lost 3-2 to the Blues at Met Center. So their opening night record against St. Louis is 0-2-1. Now the puck back in the Blues zone with a minute left in Modano's penalty. Here comes LaPerriere to Brown. Big bounce, and Johnson's there first. Trying to get away from Shanahan. Loses it to Hull, to LaPerriere. Wide right. Poked away by Wakaluk. Hull again. LaPerriere. High slot. And the shot hit the traffic in front. It's cleared ahead by Johnson. Out come the North Stars. Courtnall to McPhee, the two ex-Montrealers. McPhee chased back of the net, pursued by LaPerriere. Squeezes him out along the wall, and here's Hull. Lost it when trying to avoid Courtnall's sweep check. Goes after it, but Hatcher knocks it loose, and it's back to Cavallini. Over to Norwood. His pass comes right to Hatcher, who dumps it in from center. Joseph cutting it off. Cavallini slips it to the left. And out come the Blues. Norwood now to Emerson. Long, easy shot cleared by Wakaluk. The North Stars are no longer shorthanded. Bozon picking up a pass at center. Philippe Bozon. Got by Gagne, chases it to the corner. He did not get by Matvechuk, comes out in front. And it's broken up as the North Stars come back. Dahlin to Gagne to Dahlin. Quinn is on the left side, centering pass, and directed away to the opposite boards by a sprawling Curtis Joseph. And here comes Nelson Emerson, lobbing it in. Wakaluk started out, but lets it come back to the net for Ludwig. Lud's had a busy summer playing softball all over the country. Giles back for St. Louis now. Skated off along the boards by Dahlin, loses it to Gagne, out to Matvechuk. The rookie dumps it in deep, but Giles clears it ahead to Lowry. He's in check at the blue line. Bouncing puck at center, and the Blues finally get control with Basson bringing it in. Runs into Matvechuk. Matvechuk fell, but he knocked the puck loose from Basson. A centering attempt hit the side of the net. Now Basson back to Butcher. Butcher's shot blocked in front. They score! Lowry with his second goal, knocking it in. Rich Sutter also in on the play, and the Blues take a 2-0 lead at 14:52.
What an unlikely hero for the St. Louis Blues. Dave Lowry is not known for his goal-scoring prowess, but again, he finds himself about 2 feet in front of Darcy Wakaluk. Butcher from the point, guns it. The puck is deflected by Gagne in front and followed through nicely. The Stars had that play pretty well defensed. You'll notice that everybody has a man, and out front Lowry is well covered by Ludwig. The puck comes off of Gagne and bounces very fortuitously indeed for the St. Louis Blues centerman, who has both Blues goals.
2-0 the Blues. The North Stars have outshot the Blues 11-10 at this stage of the game. We have out-of-town scores posted. Montreal leading Hartford at Hartford 2-0. In New Jersey, Herbie Brooks' team, the Devils, leading the New York Islanders 3-1. And in Pittsburgh, the Stanley Cup champion Penguins lead Lindros in Philadelphia 2-1. Now the North Stars with Modano. Feeds it to his right. Craig missed it. Now picks it up. Delayed penalty upcoming to the Blues. Modano out to Broughton. He scores! And that will call for a penalty as well. This year, the new rule necessitates a penalty even if a goal is scored on a delayed basis. That's one of the new rules, and the North Stars get on the board at 15:28 on Neil Broughton's goal.
Darcy Wakaluk headed out of the North Stars net on the delayed penalty. Extra attacker on. Mike Modano does a terrific job of holding that puck low, seeing Broughton coming in late and leaving him the pass. He just beats Joseph, who had difficulty seeing the puck through traffic, and the North Stars have cut the Blues lead in half on the goal by Neil Broughton, who has had a terrific training camp and who Bob Gainey said this morning really has impressed him, and he's looking for a big year out of Neil. Well, Neil delivers with the first goal of the season.
Well, if we got that new ruling wrong, that does not apply, I guess, if you're at even strength. It only applies if you have a man in the penalty box, which was not the case here. So there is no penalty on the play. Broughton scoring from Modano and Craig. It's a 2-1 hockey game. Now the Blues Losing it. The North Stars do too. Janney to Shanahan, and his shot hit Johnson. The Blues keeping it in the zone. Emerson's shot. Wackelin blocked that. Quinn tying up Janney. And now chasing the puck along the left wing boards, feeding it ahead, and Duchesne slips it on out to center. This is Churla looking for a man to Quinn, who fired, and another save on the play. Here's another chance, and Duchesne's shot is smothered at the left side of the crease and now squirts loose. Or did it? What are they chasing back there? No. Joseph kept the puck, but had a little skirmish along the boards behind. Here's that goal.
Neil Broughton coming up late on the play. Modano sees him, feeds him at the top of the circle, and bang, he just beats Curtis Joseph for the goal. Bratzi had 3 points in 5 preseason games, a goal and 2 assists. That's his first of the season. Al, we want to remind the folks that Saturday night before the Stars-Tampa game, want you to come on out to the season's first Budweiser tailgate party, presented by KFan and K102. The parking lot opens at 5:30, so come on out early and get the season started off on the right foot. And coming up between the first and second period, we've got some real good stuff for you. There's Mikey Modano right behind Stars trainer Dave Smith and between Craig and Ellick. I'll be talking with Mike at the end of the first intermission. We'll also have our first in the series of Coca-Cola hockey tips with Stars head coach and general manager Bob Gainey, and we'll update you on the action from the summer in the National Hockey League. All coming up at the end of the first intermission.
2-1, St. Louis leads. Face-off in the St. Louis zone with 3:47 remaining in the first period. North Stars with a goal on 14 shots. The Blues with 2 on 11. Broughton out there between Courtnall and McPhee. Courtnall came to the North Stars for Brian Bellows on August 31st. He's out of Duncan, British Columbia, 5'11", 185 pounds. Drafted by Toronto in the first round, 7th overall in 1983. Was traded from Toronto to Montreal for John Cordick, November 7th, 1988. Now Norwood falling on the puck. That'll stop play for another face-off.
Another guy whose name you heard tonight, Al, is James Black. He's playing with Dave Gagne and Ulf Dahlin. Black, easygoing kind of guy. He's a semi-pro soccer player, and his team from Edmonton right now is involved in the Nationals, so he's keeping touch with them by phone.
Got the big shot. Now Cavallini back of the net. Rings it around on the left, and it's cleared by Korolev. And it's Tenorti getting back to skate it down and get the icing call. The North Stars beat the Blues 5-2 and 5-2 and tied them 3-all and 1-all in their 4 games at Met Center last year, but the Blues swept all 4 here, winning 5-3, 6-1, 5-2, and 5-3, and the Blues won the season series 4-2 with 2 ties. They'll meet 9 times this year, Ralph, and 5 here, 4 in Minnesota. They play 2 extra games. This is the team the North Stars play their 2 extra games against this year. And of course, you're going to be introduced to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, where the North Stars are fortunate to be playing their 2 neutral site games this year, one against Calgary, one against Vancouver. You're going to go to Saskatchewan next week.
Are there any good restaurants there? That's what the Soviets want to know when we get there. The Russians, the Commonwealth of Independent States players. That's the best of the 3, they tell us.
Igor Korolev. He was their first draft pick this year, and also in the lineup tonight is Vitaly Prokhorov. Every time I see that name Vitaly, I think of that gut you used to put on your hair.
Oh,
you may not have, but years ago, that greasy stuff, that plastic Vitalis.
Yeah,
do they still make that stuff?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't use it.
They won't be a sponsor, probably.
No. Vitaly.
Mama Vitaly.
Mama Vitaly Karamov is the only one of the 3. They spent $3.6 million for the 3 of them, Al, and they're all tied up for 3 years. They think Karamov will go to Peoria, and Korolev and Prokhorov will stay. Prokhorov is the speediest of the 3, but they really like Korolev. They say they're going to play him at center with Brett Hull. That's where they have him now, but he will eventually, they think, be shifted to a wing.
This is Daddy Vitaly out there now, and they're chasing Broughton on the face-off. It'll be Courtnall doing the honors. with Wilson. Cavallini for Hull. Passed off to Korolev, and now it's cleared out to center ice by Norwood. Cavallini picking it up off Broughton, dumps it in deep. Korolev after it, but he was skated off by Hatcher. And the puck is cleared ahead. Courtnall picks up his own pass and delivers to Broughton. Into the zone, runs into Norwood, who pushes him down. The puck came back of the net. Now on the right side, Courtnall trying to keep it in. Cavallini rings it around, and this is Lee Norwood. Fires it past Hatcher. This will go the length of the ice, and back to touch it first. Tenorti to get the icing call. We're down to 2:42 remaining. Of course, only 8 players taken in Sunday's waiver draft. And both of these teams lost a player, and both players that were lost were natives of Minnesota. The North Stars and Blues losing a man each. The North Stars lost Chris Dahlquist to Calgary. Chris from New Hope, Minnesota. And St. Louis lost David Christian from Warroad, Minnesota to Chicago. So it was a tough waiver draft on Minnesota and St. Louis, and they lost a couple of their native players.
Chris Dahlquist expected to get a lot of ice time in Calgary. We wish him all the best.
Yes, we sure do. Basson and Gagne. Butcher to Rich Sutter. Only one Sutter tonight, so we won't make the differential. And Ron is out, and that shot goes out of play. There's only one other injury, and that involves the Blues too. Brett Hedecan from St. Paul, Minnesota, by way of St. Cloud State University, is out with a sprained knee. And that happened when he was apparently kneed by Stu Grimson of Chicago, and the Blues' Ron Caron, who gets upset very easily,
yes, he
was
does.
quite upset over that one and has asked the NHL to review the incident, but there's been no comment from the league as yet. Happened in a preseason game, of course. 2-1, the Blues leading. Gagne puts it in and then runs by Shanahan. Johnson checked by Giles. Now Janney was unable to get control. Emerson coming back to pick it up, takes a hit from Gagne as he clears. This is going to skid the length, and Dahlin will get to it ahead of Janney for the icing call with 2:05 remaining in the opening period.
The reason, Al, that the injury to Hedecan is so devastating for St. Louis is they have changed their tempo this season. Up-tempo, quick, puck control kind of game, and they thought Hedecan could be a real key in that transition game, turning the puck over. And that's what Bob Plager brings to St. Louis. Of course, Brian Sutter brought that real deep, fiery intensity. And so the North Stars tonight will be trying to take some of the wind out of their sails, and Mike Modano, who wears the A this season as an alternate captain, be one of the guys that will try and do it. Michael will be with us between the first and second intermission.
Tenorti holds in a clearing attempt to Craig, tried to get it back to Hatcher, but Lowry tips it to center. Hatcher lobbing a backhander in, and the Blues come right back with Brown. Gives it away to Hatcher, gives it away to Zombo. A high pass is gloved down by Sutter, fired in, hitting Hatcher, and he dumps it out. Craig after it, runs into Brown, plays it in, and Zombo back. Zombo to Craig, put it in front. Modano picking it up off Brown for Craig. High slot, moving in, left circle, nice stick handling. Oh, and a great play by Craig, and a brilliant save by Curtis Joseph. Great effort there by Mike Craig, and he had a strong preseason, Ralph, and it looks like he's just going to keep it going.
8 points in 8 preseason games, 5 goals, 3 assists. He threatens to make it 9 points in 9 games. Joseph is there to seal the right post off, but Krager, who also has no regard for his own body, just puts his nose in there and he doesn't care. You'll see the beautiful stick handling, and I think playing with Mike Modano, you can see sort of the way Krager copies Mike Modano's body movements, and Krager makes a nice play there and a good bit at a goal. Mike Craig, Mike Modano, the brothers Mike with Todd Ellick. This is a speedy, shifty, watch for electricity and thunder to happen on this line.
Our Stars brought 2 extra players not dressed for the game tonight. Defenseman Brad Barry and forward Bobby Smith. To Tenorti. Blockered away to the right by Joseph. And now picked up by Sutter. Rink wides it in. Wakaluk back to Tenorti. Played it by Sutter. Madonna, long pass, great pass right to Craig, but he runs in to Norwood. Basson knocking it back in the North Star zone as we're into the last minute. Clearing attempt kept in, and Norwood fires wide. Hull behind, centering it. Madonna picks it up to Elick. Elick down the left side, tried to get it back to Madonna, but it was blocked by Cavallini. And this is Korolev on his off wing, dumping it in. He's actually, that was his natural wing. He is a left-handed shot. Now here's a centering pass, and it's deflected away to the left corner by Wilson as he tried to put it on the net. Madonna had his pass blocked at center by Korolev. It's knocked back into the blue zone, and Norwood picking it up off Joseph. Runs into Courtnall, dumps it in. Wakaluk clearing to his right for Courtnall, forced back by Wilson. Works his way through the traffic, 3-on-2 with a fourth coming on the left, McPhee. Now here's a shot that was blocked in front by Giles. Another shot blocked before it got to Joseph. And the puck is cleared at the buzzer to end the first period. And after one, the St. Louis Blues with 2 goals on 15 shots. On 11 shots. The North Stars with 1 on 15. Face-off, it's back to Giles at the St. Louis blue line, slips it to Butcher. Butcher's pass got by Lowry, and the North Stars recover. Elick's pass off a skate, and now it's controlled at center by the Tin Man. Mark Tenorti had his pass blocked, and Rich Sutter picking it up. Hatcher there to cover him, and Elick back to recover the loose puck. It's played back of the net. Tenorti rings it up to Elick, lobs it to center. It got by the Penguin. And Giles scoots back for it. Poked loose by Madonna, and at the right point, Hatcher. His shot blocked by Basson's stick. Now Elick putting it back to the net. Madonna centering attempt, steered back into the corner by Joseph. Basson tried to clear. It comes out off the traffic. Played back in. Giles clears, Madonna retrieves, and then overpasses Elick on the left, and Butcher banks it. Not out. Loose puck to Elick. Now to Dolan, and he went for the top left corner, and he's off the target. This is Basson. Ahead to Sutter. Rink wides it in. Jimmy J. Broken up by Hull. Look out. Wham! Here's a rebound. Shot deflected wide to the right. Oh boy, that Hull can drive him, can't he? What a shot. Fast, accurate. He could drive a puck through a garden hose at 50 yards. Puck back of the Blues goal. Bozon picking it up along the left wing boards. Rink wide, nice pass right on the money to Bobby's boy. Now to the Soviet player, and it went off the left post. Korolev trying to tuck it in on the short side against Wakaluk. Back at center, Zombo got jammed from behind by Gagne. This is Hull. Oh, tricky, look out! Oh, and Wakaluk in a sitting position saves on Philippe Bozon. This will be icing.
How the North Stars got out of that. Darcy Wakaluk is looking to the heavens and now looking down the ice, saying, how did I get out of that one? 2 shots by Brett Hull and a couple of seemingly easy follow-ups that just didn't happen for the Blues. Jimmy Johnson, former Bulldog, gives it away. Former Bulldog, Brett Hull, turns the other way, and look out, whammo, as Al Shaver put it. Wakaluk kicks it up the slot, giving up a big rebound. Hull gets a second chance at Darcy. Big shot again. Wakaluk through traffic is able to get a piece of it, and then the rebound goes off of the seat of Darcy's pants as he lifted his legs up and just got a piece of that puck. Oh, Darcy's got to be counting his lucky stars right now that this game isn't 3-1 because the Blues had some terrific chances.
That's a fanny blisterer.
Ooh, my.
Now from the face-off to Wakaluk's left. The Stars retrieve back of the net. Matvichuk, the rookie, to Hatcher, a rookie last year. That's a young defense out there. Long shot. Wakaluk is safe. Centered out in front. They score. Wakaluk drawn to the left, and Shanahan had the whole right side open, and the Blues score to make it 3-1 after 2 minutes and 26 seconds of the second period.
Well,
Shanahan.
They signed him, Al, for $3.39 million for the next 3 years. Although he's never had more than 33 goals or 72 points, this 23-year-old is in his 6th NHL season. He's been at this a long time. They think years 6, 7, and 8 will be the big ones for Shanahan, and he is there in the right place. You kind of almost smelled that one happening. The Blues were just all over the North Stars to open the second period. Shanahan is able to make it 3-1. That's a big goal for St. Louis, Al. The Stars were threatening to get back in this one.
Janney and Emerson get the assists. Now the Blues in again, and Wakaluk turns that shot aside to the right. Broughton taken out as he tried to clear. He was dumped by Shanahan, who now trips him at center and will draw a penalty. Shanahan will be gone for tripping. And we've got two more players, Norwood and Hatcher, tied up and down. And this will be the Blues' second penalty of the game. The North Stars 0 for 1 go on their second power play as Shanahan goes off for the trip at 3:05. The series between these teams last year. Let's have a look at that again.
Shot on Wakaluk. And a beautiful play down near the goal by Janney to pop it out front. But now Brendan Shanahan, who just was the hero, sits and waits as the Blues draw penalty number 2 of the evening. The Stars could really improve their chances with a goal on this power play.
Ron Asselstein will face it off for Dave Gagne and Basson, and it comes back to the Butcher. This is Shodin passing off to Modano. To Gagne against Giles. Fanned as he tried to center. Butcher behind the net. Checked by Craig. Clears right. And Rich Sutter between the point men all the way down. Nice pass by Wakaluk. He'll do that. He likes to play the puck and does it well. To Dolan moving in. Got by Lowry. Now to Modano at the left point. Cross to Gagne. To Modo. Lowry moving in to check to Craig. To Modo. Deflects off his stick, but Craig right there to get it away from Lowry. To Gagne. To Shodin. Good shot from the point. Doesn't take it to Gagne. Into the corner. Dolan. Watched by Butcher. To Gagne behind. Trying to get away from Brown to Modano. His shot went off Craig's skate. Joseph down, the puck loose. Gagne in to pick it up, but the whistle had gone. And we'll have a face-off to the right of Curtis Joseph. Joseph was the Blues goalie in every one of their 8 games against the North Stars last season, playing 489 minutes against Minnesota. He faced 270 shots, gave up only 22 goals for a series goals against average of 2.69 and a save percentage of .918. His 8-game record against the North Stars was 4-2-2. He shut out the North Stars in 7 of the 24 periods involved in the 8 games.
Power play doesn't have to score a goal to be effective. The North Stars maintain good control. Ulfi Dolan in the corner puts it deep, and Dave Gagne makes a beautiful move as he goes hard and moves around the Blues defense. Puts it back out to Modano, who eventually fired it on net. And then Mike Craig was there to follow up. Craiger doesn't care who you are, if you're a goalie, if you're a defenseman. He's an equal opportunity, get his nose in the business kind of a guy.
47 seconds left in the Shanahan penalty. North Stars trying to improve on their power play of last year, which was 21st among 22 teams at 17%. Not great. And their preseason this year wasn't great, but it looked good at times. They were moving the puck around good. Now Tenorti passing off, and that drive knocks Joseph down. Courtnall really letting a sizzler go. Joseph apparently is all right. The trainer will come out and check out the St. Louis goaltender.
Russ Courtnall had 2 goals and 2 assists for 4 points in the preseason. Had the game with
3-1
at the Met Center box office or by calling Ticketmaster 989-5151. What a nice opening night that's going to be, Alan. It's going to be a terrific way to start. The Blues are in town.
Now y'all call and do it now.
Do it when?
Yeah.
When?
Get on that phone now.
Immediately.
Now.
Yeah. Got it?
14:46 remaining in the second period. Face off to Joseph's left. Gagne and Wilson. Dahlin with the shot right on, and again it's gloved and held by Curtis Joseph.
Not Joseph Curtis, but Curtis Joseph, who had a good look at this one all the way. Ulfie Dahlin, Stars leading goal scorer last year, snaps it off right in the center of Joseph's chest. And again, he'll get a look at it from the exact same spot.
Ulfie consistent in the preseason this year too, with 6 goals, 4 on power plays. Now this is Wilson with the puck at center. Passing off to Prokhorov, ran into the defense, chases it. Back of the net, taken out by Johnson. Now Wilson to Prokhorov. In front. Oh, Wakaluk to save, another shot off the pipe. Norwood moving in for that first shot, and we've got a high sticking infraction being assessed. And that's going to put the North Stars a man short with their 3rd penalty of the hockey game, and the Blues 0 for 2 go on their 3rd power play. And coming to the penalty box, Craig Ludwig. In the series between these teams last year, the North Stars drew 76 penalties for 221 minutes, and the Blues had 67 for 187 minutes. A lot of penalties in the 8 games.
Craig Ludwig getting one right there. So he got the stick up high, and the high sticking penalty was ratified, the change, yesterday via fax vote of the NHL clubs. Al, they've opted to keep the sticks down, and anything above the waist is high sticking, and it will be so called, and I'm glad too. That's a terrific way to help curtail the injuries.
Now Broughton tying up Jeff Brown. The puck comes loose at center. LaPerriere giving it to Janney, who drops to Brown. To Janney. Cuts away from Duchesne, then runs into Broughton and got stapled by Tenorti. And Hatcher guns the puck down the freeze. LaPerriere picking it up. Winnipeg leading Detroit 2-0. Now broken up. Duchesne, he's got a man. Broughton couldn't get him the puck. Broughton digging, trying to get it. It comes loose, and Janney clears it ahead. And the Blues come out. Look out, this is Brett Hull. He scores! Power play goal. Brett Hull, his first of the season. You don't want to give him too many chances. He played in all 8 of the Blues games against the North Stars last season, and Hull had at least 1 point in each of those 8 games. He scored goals in 7 of the 8 games, but never more than 1 per game. He had assists in 4 of the 8 games, and he had more than 1 point in 4 of the 8 games. His 8-game series total against the North Stars last year, 7 goals, 5 assists, 12 points. Brett Hull to make it 4-1.
He also had 2 game winners and a game tying goal last year, and this one gives the Blues a comfortable 4-1 lead. Not even halfway through this hockey game, the Blues are using the opening night enthusiasm to just propel them to a real offensive performance tonight against Minnesota. They look good.
Here's another chance for the Blues, and Wakaluk makes a sprawling save on that attempt by Wilson to steer it in the short side. Wakaluk covers up, and we'll have a face-off. With 13:10 remaining in the second period, the Blues lead it 4-1. Off to the left of Wakaluk. Korolev taking the draw for the Blues against Quinn. It goes rink wide, and this is Courtnall. Leaves it behind. And the North Stars come out now. Matvechuk to Courtnall. Oh, it comes loose. Hull! And a good play. Matvechuk got back to tie him up. Wakaluk to Quinn. Now out to McPhee, who dumps it in. Norwood chasing it. He's pursued by Courtnall. Around behind to Korolev. It comes loose off Johnson. And Bozon rink wides it. It got by Hull, and it's cleared to center now. It deflects off McPhee's stick. Bozon wide right off Johnson. Johnson knocking down Bozon. Pass got by Courtnall. Brown shot deflected left corner. Johnson, who recovers. Now his pass off Quinn's skate. Comes back in the St. Louis zone. Brown to the center line for Hull. Drops it off for Korolev. Lost it. Comes back to get it. Into the corner. Bozon centering pass. Rink wide off the boards and out to center. Jeff Brown. Korolev goes down when he's checked by Matvechuk. We've got an offside call against the Blues and a face-off to come back in the neutral zone. Brett Hull, a much happier player this year, apparently. He had a number of agreements with the Blues' previous coach, Brian Sutter, last year over strategy, we understand. And then he was upset when the Blues traded away his best friend, Adam Oates, to Boston for Craig Janney. But he's gotten over his sulk, and apparently he's in the right frame of mind to shoot for that 70 mark again, Ralphie. Came down a little bit last year, though, to 70. Yeah. After being up there in the 80s the year before. What do we got going on here? A little timeout.
The North Stars have taken their timeout, Al. I assume that Bob Gainey.
Stars attack with the Tin Man. Tenorti lobs it high over the glass and out of play.
Well, Al, before the game tonight, we had an opportunity to see Stan the Man Musial drop the puck, the honorary face-off, and he is in attendance tonight.
Yes, sir. He was the Sporting News Player of the Decade from 1946 through 56. Still holds almost all National League records for durability and consistency. One of baseball's greatest hitters, batting over 300 his first 16 seasons. Played in 24 All-Star games, more than any other player. And around these parts, he is Mr. Baseball. Abner Doubleday can move over for this man. We've got a face-off called in the Minnesota zone to the left. That's Rob Schick.
And that's Tommy Shodin, drafted 7 years ago by the Minnesota North Stars. They have waited for him to develop in Sweden, and they have since pulled him here. The North Stars expect to use him a lot on the point on the power play, as we've seen already in this game and in preseason. He had 4 goals, including the game-tying goal. Mike McPhee was brought over from Montreal. Bob Gainey knows what he's getting with his former teammate McPhee. And also Russ Courtnall, another Montreal transplant.
Broughton and Janney. Tenorti picks it up. Now to Broughton, who has the lone North Star goal. Fires it in. Joseph leaving it for Zombo. Comes loose to McPhee. Having trouble getting a handle on it. Back to Broughton. Around behind, Tenorti will come in off the point for it. To Broughton. Around behind, the left post is off. Talking about, well, as they got McPhee and Zombo, a little push, a little shove. McPhee had a 31-point season with Montreal a year ago, 16 goals, 15 assists. He'll probably replace Basil McRae at left wing. Outscored Basil 16-5 in goals last season, which should give a bit of a boost to the North Star offense. McPhee had a couple of 23-goal seasons with Montreal. His career high in points for one season, 1987 and 88. And 1990 and 91, when he had 43 points in each of those seasons. In 90-91, he played 13 fewer games than he did in 87 and 88. Mike McPhee. Kind of looks, reminds me a little bit when I look at him of Mike Gartner with that mustache.
Yeah, he is out there trying to make things happen by way of setting up a scoring opportunity, but Tinner gets crashed into the post, takes exception. He and Zombo push around a little bit, and then McPhee comes in to join. It is interesting, though, to look down and see somebody else wearing 17, isn't it?
After Basil for so many years. He'll be there Saturday. Don't forget the Tampa Bay Lightning will be there Saturday. That means Basil. Now Giles up the wing. Hull takes a hit as he deflects it out, and this is Sjödin from Timrå, Sweden. 5 years with Brynäs of the elite Swedish division. Now Duchesne, he takes a hit from Butcher. They both go down, and Duchesne is up and limping. The Duke is heading for the bench. Now the Blues come in, a drop pass comes on out to center. Alec picking it up. Takes a hit from Prokhorov. Hull checking Sjödin, and now Hull picking off a pass. In he comes behind the back for Wilson. Now to the right point, Butcher fires wide. Pass got by Churla, kept in at the point by Norwood. Now to Hull in the circle, and his shot hit Sjödin. Sjödin had a lot of time with the Swedish national and Olympic teams as well. Alec coming in, and that's broken up by Cavallini, clearing it to the right, and Hull dumps to center. Lowry tried to drag it from behind, but it's broken up by Tenorti. And here comes Modano, but that's broken up by Hull. Now Hatcher dumps it in, and Norwood clears it out. Hatcher skating it down, Sutter pursuing. Bank to Tenorti, runs into Basson. Blues playing it back in, and it's cleared out by Hatcher. Norwood to Cavallini. Batted down by Elick. Working against Cavallini. Now to Craig, back to Elick. His shot, and it's blocked by Joseph down on his left knee at the right post, and smothers it with 9:18 to go in the second period. The Blues lead the North Stars 4-1. Game in North Star history. 4 of those games went into overtime. The Blues won 3 of the 4 overtimes, and 5 of them had to be played here in St. Louis because there was an ice show at Met Center, and they could only play 2 of the games at the Met. Blues won the series 4-3, and now it's dumped in by Korolev. Wakaluk clearing it around, almost picked off. This is Gagne to Dahlin, trying to get by Norwood, and does. Now Dahlin, Norwood's got him again in the left corner. Gagne chasing the puck. It's cleared away from him, but Hatcher at the right point. Oh, good glove. Puck came loose, and where is it? Here's Dahlin, wheels and fires, but play has been stopped because the left post is off. Now they all go after Dahlin. They all gather around, grab your partner, and we're going to have a hoedown right here now.
Ulfie Dahlin did not hear the whistle. It's very loud down there as the crowd erupted. Ulfie spun and took a shot. Hatch, 6'5", 240, lean into that one, and it almost blows through the back of Joseph's glove. Gagne trying to rattle the rebound behind him. And then when Dahlin finds it in the slot, but look at Hatch just lean into one, and that puck is moving, baby. Joseph loses it in his glove. Darian Hatcher, second season. He is so smart. The plays he makes on defense, the coaches and the scouts say are veteran plays. He is wise beyond his years on the ice, and Darian Hatcher is going to be a true superstar in this game.
Nice mask. Nice paint job.
You like that?
I like that.
It's got the blue.
You can do that to your car, Ralph. They see you coming for miles.
You got the horns on the sides.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's kind of nice. And there's some more Blues fans backing their goaltender.
Jimmy J, and his shot was blocked. Came back to him off Shanahan, who's limping, and the second shot went wide. Now Janney. Man rink wide to the left, Shanahan. They crisscross. Shanahan. Oh, it grazed the outside of the net, went round behind. And it came on out over the line, and Zombo pushed it back into the zone offside. Little trivia, Ralph.
Okay, Al.
Little trivia. The first rookie in the National Hockey League to score 50 goals in one season.
I know who it was.
Sure you do.
Mike Bossy.
You got it. 1977-78 is first with the Islanders, who right now, this very evening, are trailing Herbie Brooks, New Jersey Devils 4-3. Montreal is leading Hartford 2-0. Philadelphia's come back to tie Pittsburgh 3-all. Calgary playing host to LA, they're 1-all. And the Winnipeg Yetis are leading Detroit 3-1. The abominable Yetis.
The Yetis
leading Detroit 3-1. Yes.
Hey, the Yetis have a pretty good team this year.
The Jets can fly, can't they? They got a lot of Russians up there.
Darn right.
Now, play resumed. This is Michael McPhee. His pass off Johnson's stick. Prokhorov took a swipe at it. It's loose, and here's Nellie Emerson. Wide. Prokhorov in the corner with Johnson. Others follow. Broughton, Wilson. This is Johnson. Prokhorov poking. Working it along the boards is Johnson. Nice play, Johnson. Got it to Courtnall to Broughton. 3-on-2 and offside at the blue line. .741 left in the period. The Blues leading 4-1. They have outshot the North Stars in this period 10-8, but for the game the North Stars lead in shots 23-21.
And in this second period, the North Stars have really scrambled to get anything going. This time it takes a Stars defenseman to turn it over quickly, and the Blues are caught sort of flat-footed, but a good play by St. Louis to break it up as they come in. Jeff Brown had his stick on the ice.
Butcher in check, manages to clear it. Madonna, who recovers a loose puck at center, tried to fire it in deep, but Lowry blocks and clears. Rich Sutter playing it off the boards. Ellick dropping for Hatcher to Craig. Rink wides it in. Butcher will be there first, takes a hit from Ellick. Centering pass, Madonna forced back into the corner by Giles. Passing off to Craig. Now across for Tenorti, being covered by Lowry, put it in front and picked off in the slot by the Blues. Sutter went down, Madonna recovers, fire save, rebound, they score! Knocked into the net by Tenorti. The Tin Man putting that enormous height of his right in front of Curtis Joseph to screen. The puck got away from Joseph, and the Tinner banged it in to make it 4-2 at 13:06. Let's have a look.
And I'll tell you, Al, Mike Craig should get an assist on this goal. I don't know if he will, but he just picked the pocket of Rich Sutter high in the slot. That puck was headed out of the zone. And Tenorti, who takes a crunching hit from Lowry, is able to fight his way back into the play, putting himself in perfect position. Then Lowry leaves him alone for just an instant. Nobody's on Tenorti. Kurt Giles turns and watches it go behind Curtis Joseph. Madonna, good look, sees Tenorti out front off the rebound that Joseph can't handle. The captain of the North Stars cuts it to 4-2.
They only give the one assist to Moto. So Madonna has got 2 assists here tonight. Broughton and Tenorti goals, Craig an assist. That's the second goal that's only drawn 1 assist tonight. Now loose puck. Oh, and Joe Wakaluk got burned and came out to the left of his goal. Emerson recovered the puck and flipped it in the open net. Wakaluk caught out of the net, and the Blues take a 5-2 lead at 13:26.
North Stars just getting themselves back to 4-2, working hard to get that goal. They have come very stingily down on the other end of the ice, and then a mistake puts the Blues right back where they need to be, out in front 5-2. Darcy gives you the added dimension of a goaltender who can handle the puck. The problem is other teams know that, and they anticipate that he will go out and make those kind of aggressive plays. Therefore, they go and try and take it away from him. Wakaluk turns it over, and it's 5-2 as Nelson Emerson nets his first of the regular season.
The man who made it possible was Janney. He was the one who knocked the puck loose off of the stick of Wakaluk, and he gets the only assist on the goal by Emerson. Emerson's first of the season. Now the North Stars back in the St. Louis zone, but it's cleared. Shanahan racing, Wakaluk out. Here comes Tenorti. 5-2 Blues. Cavallini fell, but the puck got away from Tenorti, and here comes Korolev. Hull drop pass to Korolev to Hull. Nice passing play, but he blew it wide. Tenorti clearing it out. Now Duchesne, checked by Korolev, keeps the puck. Rink wide pass Dahlin. He was trying to wait for a change. The Duke was, and this is Dahlin. He's bumped and knocked down from behind by Brown, and the pass picked off now by Hull. And his pass intercepted by Hatcher to Gagne. And back Brown. Shot, and that one had Joseph stretching, but it went wide. Puck back in the North Star zone, recovered by Bozon, worked it by Black. Centering pass, here's Hull, he scores to make it 6-2. Hull. Well, he never got more than one in a game against the North Stars last year, but tonight he and Lowry have each scored twice. And this one comes at 14:59, and the Blues now lead at 6-2.
Brett Hull has been asked to do more than just score goals this year, but Bob Plager says, well, if you want to score, I'll take that too. They gave him the C. They're looking for leadership qualities from Brett Hull. They're looking for more consistency across the board in every aspect of his game. But here's the aspect that put him on the map, and the one that goaltenders fear. He just takes that puck and fires it low to the ice. He can put it high, he can put it low, he can put it by you, he can off-speed it like it looked like he did there. And Darcy Wakaluk turns around, and it has been one rough opener for Darcy Wakaluk, and the fans in St. Louis are having a real evening here tonight. They're out in front 6-2. Wakaluk saw the goal by Hull, his second of the game. Korolev getting the only assist.
That's Igor's first point in the National Hockey League. Igor Korolev. 6-2 Blues as Tenorti takes a look from behind Wakaluk. His pass for Courtnall almost picked off, but it's McPhee picking it up and bringing it to center, dumping it in. Loose puck centered in front, and Broughton, a save by Joseph. Good chance close in, and here comes Prokhorov. Backing around the defenseman Shodin, and Wakaluk makes the save. Now Courtnall. Blues have 4 back, 3 attacking. Courtnall, rink wide pass, Broughton fires, oh, and he made another great save. Curtis Joseph, what a stop, did the splits, got the trapper out and gloved it. Man, oh man, how do you beat goaltending like that? Look at this save.
Curtis Joseph leaning right, reaching left, expects the shot going the other way, and he quickly shoots that left leg out.
Mamma mia.
Picks that puck up right off a line. Curtis Joseph was a real key last year for the St. Louis Blues, and he's continuing to be outstanding. Between the second and third, that's coming up at the second intermission. Primetime news. Gary Rebstock and Robin Robinson will be on hand to update us on all the news coming up between the second and third period. Bob Gainey, Mr. Shaver, is looking on with some concern, but a few years ago, he and some other boys that are out on the ice tonight had quite a run. The 1986 Montreal Canadiens Stanley Cup champs, among them Bob Smith, who scored the series-winning goal that year. Mike McPhee on the club, and so too was Craig Ludwig. Now the 3 of them are subordinates to Gainey in the playing role, but they seem to have all walked into that and accepted it. Those are playoff points, Mr. Shaver, 33 of them between those 4 men.
Not bad. Well, we got 4:19 remaining in the second period. Here's a shot of that again. That's saved by Curtis Joseph.
Plays like this are why the Blues are still in front. Stars have had good chances. They have outshot the Blues 28-23, but trail 6-2 on the scoreboard.
You were speaking of Montreal, Ralph. On this date, October 6, 1955, Toe Blake made his NHL coaching debut with Montreal. They shut out Toronto 2-0. Blake coached for 14 years in the NHL and was the first ever to achieve 500 career coaching victories. Toe Blake. Madonna fired a shot that went off the heel of his stick, and Lowry's back dumping it in. Wakaluk out to clear it away to the corner. It's back of the net now, and Lowry is after it there. He's in a battle with Madonna. Now Rich Sutter falls along with Jimmy Johnson. Lowry has it again. Madonna sticking with him. Lowry just turns his back to him to protect the puck. Now Johnson rings it left. Ellick slashing at it, trying to clear it out of the zone, but it hit Cavallini. And now it's fed out as Modano got dumped just inside the Minnesota blue line. Craig goes down at center, and the puck is shot back in. And we've got Wakaluk's stick broken right at the top of the paddle. He's discarded it. He can play with a broken stick if somebody gives him back the paddle, the fat end of it. The puck in play. Hatcher clearing left. Ellick gloves it down to Modano. Bounced on him, but he got control. In he comes. Gives it to Craig, who fires long and wide to the right. Ellick will keep it in, but Brown picks it up. Now he's got a defenseman stick. Now here's a chance for the Blues, and the shot goes up high. Modano, or that was Shanahan who fired it, and Wakaluk was given a teammate stick, not a normal goal stick. They'll be able to get him a goal stick out there. Mike Wakaluk breaking his stick off right at the top of the paddle. Darcy Wakaluk played in 3 games against St. Louis last season. The first was in relief of starter John Casey, in which he only played 8 minutes. His third appearance against the Blues was also in relief of Casey. He played 20 minutes in that game and took the loss. His second game against St. Louis, he started and played 60 minutes and lost it 6-1. Overall, he was 0-2-0 in 3 games against the Blues last season and gave up 8 goals on 39 shots in 88 minutes, which gave him a series goals against average of 5.45 and a save percentage of .794. From the face-off in the North Star zone, it comes all the way back to the right of Joseph. This is Brown. Takes a hit from Churla. Down goes Brown. My goodness. There's Churla throwing another crack, this time on Bozon, and I think he got Korolev as well. Long shot from the right point by Shodin goes wide. Zombo clearing it out, and there's another hit. Churla is unloading out there. He's hitting them all. Now Zombo chasing a puck fired back in from center. Now a rink-wide pass as the Blues set sail. Hull dumps it in. This is Hatcher. His pass bounces rink-wide. Black now clearing it out as he's checked by Korolev. Korolev getting a loose puck at center, feeding rink-wide to Bozon, who lobs it back in. Tenorti to Black. Glances off him. Gagne's clearing attempt kept in at the point. Butcher feeding up the slot. Hatcher breaks it up and starts Gagne back. To Dahlin. His shot off Giles goes wide left. Giles clearing up the wing. Lowry relays it out. Hatcher having trouble with control. Matvacek comes in to poke it away. Sutter knocks it down. One hands it in. And Hatcher across to Black. Out to Gagne. Back out of center. Hatcher. Here's Basson taking we got a penalty being called as Basson took a run at Hatcher. And we've got a penalty being assessed against Hatcher.
So often the case, the retaliator is the one who lines up in the penalty box. And in 1849, Darian Hatcher takes his second minor penalty. That is some kind of retaliation. Hatch gets that elbow up right in front of Rob Scheck. And he's not fooling anybody as young Mr. Hatcher has a seat in the penalty box. That's the second time for Hatch tonight. And the Stars will go shorthanded for the third time. And now there has been less penalties called in this hockey game than we saw in preseason.
Only 6 so far. The North Stars 0 for 2, and the Blues are 1 for 3 on the power play. 1:11 left, 18:49. The time of Hatcher's penalty. Face off on the St. Louis side of center. A pair of 7s, Emerson and Broughton. Duchesne backhands it in. Cavallini. The Cavalry on the attack. His brother Gino's now with Quebec. To Hull. Centers it. Scramble. Emerson is in front. He was tied up by Ludwig. This is Shanahan. To Emerson. Johnson checks him back to Shanahan. Into the slot. Hull. Ooh, and that puts Wakaluk on his knees. But he holds it out. 24 25 years ago, the 10th of October, 1967, the first game in the NHL history of both the North Stars and Blues right here, a 2-all tie. First period scoreless. Bill Masterton got the first goal ever for the North Stars, scoring unassisted on a power play. Then in the third period, Larry Keenan tied it from Bob Plager and Fred Huckle. Dave Ballone regained the lead for the North Stars from Andre Boudria and Mike McMahon, and then Old Man Rivers, Wayne Rivers, tied it up from Jerry Melnick late in the third. Gary Bowman for Minnesota stopped 2 of 27 shots. Seth Martin for St. Louis stopped 2 of 30. Bowman stopped 25 of 27, and Martin stopped 32 of 34. Bruce Hood was the referee. Coaches that night, 25 years ago, Ren Blair and Lynn Patrick. First penalty went to Bob Plager. First North Star penalty to Murray Hall. Other North Stars in the lineup that night included names like Wojtowicz, John G. Talbot, Vasco, Goegan, Goldsworthy, Cullen, Connolly, Collins, McDonald. Goldie, of course, still with the North Star organization.
Neil Broughton.
He's got an extra penalty assessed on Broughton.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Well, you got to button the lip. And so the Blues with a 2-man advantage for the 1:32 left in the penalty time on Hatcher. Only 43 seconds left in the period, however. Now the puck is controlled and cleared by the Duke. Jeff Brown. Brings it in to Janney. To Hull, one-timer, and Wakaluk is there to save. Jeff Brown, one of the better offensive defensemen in the NHL. He was the Blues' highest scoring blue liner last year with 58 points, 20 goals, 38 assists.
And he does a nifty job of spotting Janney to Hull. Bingo. Darcy is over there, and in time, Stars are going to want to put some good, solid things together. They'll see the Blues 8 more times, and they'll see them at home on Thursday night in the home opener. And one of the items that I'm sure they would like to see is Darcy Wakaluk get more comfortable, as tonight he has just been shelled.
That was Brown. Wakaluk deflecting that away. Cavallini to Shanahan. His pass goes rink wide. Janney to Hull. It deflects up in the air, and it's cleared away to the right wing board. And as Johnson battled for the puck, the period expires. And the North Stars end the period with 2 men in the penalty box. They'll start off the third 2 men short for 4. Wakaluk chops it to his left. Janney fades behind. Now out to the point to Cavallini, to Brown, to Janney. Hull in front, trying for the hat trick. Here's a shot by Shanahan that's blocked. The Duke trying to clear but can't. Johnson after it, still in the zone. Now Johnson to the Duke. He was tied up, but the puck comes on out to center. Brown has it. Stars still 2 men short for another 15 seconds. Then they get Hatcher back. Cavallini to Shanahan. Rings it around behind for Janney. He got jammed by Ludwig. Ludwig headmanning, and it's cleared out by Duchesne. Brown over to Cavallini. Now Cavallini to Hull. Now to the side of the net, Shanahan to Brown, closing, hit the post on the right side. Rebounds the line. Cavallini got to it, kept it in nicely to Hull, to Brown. In front, a tip attempt by Shanahan is deflected away to the right corner. Now Shanahan and Brown parked in front, but Brown, centering attempt blocked by Johnson. Now Cavallini's pass picked off, and the Stars are now back at full strength as Broughton comes out. The puck cleared down the ice, and the Blues come back. Cavallini, but the North Stars get to it first. Courtnall, long shot from the boards, and Joseph stopped that. Back of the net, Courtnall feeding the left point. Nobody home. It comes on out to center. And picked up now by Tenorti to McPhee, who backhands it in. It's Joseph out to clear to his left. And it's brought back to that on a wraparound McPhee, and it goes rink wide into the left corner. And the Blues back with Basson to Sutter, steers it at the net. Wakaluk blocks and clears behind. Matvechuk ringing it to the right as he collides with Lowry. Now Lowry chasing the man with the puck, and he got him and he flattened him. Courtnall going down, and the Blues are the ones who are laying on the body here. Here's Hull. He spins off a check from Tenorti, plays it in, and then runs into a check and goes down with the checker along the boards. It's Matvichuk, and Broughton starts the play back, passing off. Courtnall's attempt to shoot it in was blocked. Hull lost it when checked by Hatcher. The referee Rob Schick in the middle of it there, and now the Blues dump it in. Wakaluk out to clear to his left. Black chops it out to center, and Butcher has it. Butcher to Giles. Edmonds and Bozon playing it back to Butcher. His pass hit Dolan. Dolan to Gagne into the St. Louis zone. Got by Butcher. Fires, and Joseph blocks it. Here's Hatcher with a shot that goes wide. And it ricochets off the wall and out to center with Johnson backing into his zone against Emerson. Clears to the St. Louis line, and Giles gives it to Butcher. To Emerson. Dumps it in from his own side of center. The race is won by Korolev. There's no icing. Now the North Stars will try to get it going again. They're trailing by 4, 6-2. Gagne overpasses Dolan. Brown back of the net, clearing it around on the right. Lowry steers it out. Tenorti has it, checked by Lowry. Now Churla's back on the ice. This could be interesting. And this is Prokhorov, lost it, trying to get around Duchesne. And the North Stars in their own zone with Tenorti. Long pass all the way down the ice, and Zombo will win the race to get the icing call. There are 16 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the third period. The Blues lead it 6-2.
4-pack now. 853-9333, the number at the Met Center. Mr. Shaver, as always.
All right, it's 6-2 St. Louis. Face off to the left. And the puck comes back in the corner. Now played back of the net. Shodin clearing it on out to center. This is Ellick getting it. Left it for Craig, and his pass to the slot got by Madonna. Rich Sutter clears it out. Shodin putting it back in the zone. It's picked up by Craig, but he lost control of it. And Butcher starting back. Fired on into the North Star zone. Sutter centering. And it comes back in the left corner off Bassen's stick. Now Madonna. His pass goes off Craig's stick. Comes back to Joseph's right. Clears it around. Bassen at center, trying to get it to Lowry, but it's broken up by Madonna, who spins off Butcher's check. Lost the puck, and Lowry brings it back to the net. Craig slashed at him and missed him, and the puck is cleared on out to center. Johnson chasing it after it got away from him. Jimmy J with the turn. And the feed right. Hatcher comes out, gives it to Madonna. Long shot. Joseph turns that one aside. And Norwood's cleared to center, steered back by Johnson, and now Cavallini firing it down the ice, and Hatcher's back to retrieve the puck. Now let's ask the Duke.
Well, Al, that is going to be the subject of a very impressive series of features coming up this season, as you'll get a chance to ask. We'll be standing by on given nights this season to answer your questions, your queries, if you will, Al, on subjects of all kinds. We're looking forward to that one, aren't we?
How does he do on what's written in the stars and the horses and things like that? Is he pretty good at that?
He is very good at everything. As you know, he's a very sharp individual, and it's a feature we intend to have a lot of fun with this season, called Ask the Duke. So watch for it. It will be here on future Stars telecasts.
Puck is in the St. Louis zone to the right. Members of both teams trying to control, cleared around, and Shanahan picking it up. Courtnall goes after him, but he rink-wides it for Emerson, picking it up off the boards. Then he got dumped on a check by Matvichuk, and the North Stars come out at center. Broughton sliding it to the right. Courtnall chasing. Norwood there to cover, and the puck left, and Cavallini goes after it with Broughton. Others follow in, and they tie it up along the boards for a stoppage and a face-off with 14:17 remaining in the third period. It's St. Louis 6, Minnesota 2. On a power play with the face-off to the left of Curtis Joseph. The Blues leading it by 6-2. And Basson's in the face-off circle against Gagne. Ron Asselstein will lay it down. And it goes to the far boards. Craig to the right point. Shodin to the left point. Modano back to the Swede. The shot. Oh, what a shot that kid's got. Right up top left corner. It may have been tipped. But Shodin fired it, and it's a power play goal for Minnesota. Time of the goal is 15. Make that 5:52.
The Blues are protesting that goal was touched with a high stick in front of Curtis Joseph. Tommy Shodin, who had 4 goals in the preseason, plays a little catch with Mike Modano, and then from the right point, he just lays into one, and it is tipped in front by Ulfi Dahlin. Dahlin will get the goal. Yellow skate laces and all. High shot. Let's see where the stick is. Oh, it's up around that waist area, but Dahlin will get the goal. They're giving it now to Tommy Shodin, but I'm sure they will change it as Ulfi Dahlin. And now Dahlin's going to the referee to say that's my goal, which maybe he doesn't want to do because, well, maybe not. But Rob Schick didn't see the deflection in front if he gave the official scorer Shodin's goal. So Schick missed the deflection entirely in front, and now he's changing it. It will be Dahlin's goal from Shodin and Modano, and the Stars are back in the hockey game at 6-3, but they can use goals and in a hurry.
Now the Blues swarm to the attack. They're mad because of that goal. They didn't like it being allowed, and Tenorti in the corner with Hull. The puck is played around behind the net by Bozon. Chopped back to the net by Korolev. Hull centers, and it deflects off Bozon and Tenorti. Now it's played back. Hull wrap around, retreats to the circle, drops to the point, and Zombo's shot deflects wide to the left. Blues keeping the pressure on now in the North Star zone. This is Korolev trying to get away from Gagne. His pass hit the side of the net, and now it's cleared. Comes right back to Joseph, who steers it to Zombo on his right. To Emerson. Overpasses Korolev, rink wide, and Hatcher gets it to Dahlin. Now to Gagne, digs it out of the skates, comes to the slot, fired, and it's turned away to the right by Joseph. Now Korolev driving it around behind. Bozon can't get to it, and Hatcher's back to pick it up. Out to Craig, who retreats back in his blue line, pursued by Janney. Tried to get it to Hatcher. Shanahan steals it to Emerson, and his pass was blocked. A scramble for it. Wakaluk comes out to sweep to the left. Here's Modano. Weak pass. Didn't have much on it, and it was behind Craig, and the Blues put it back in the zone. North Star's not hitting well on their passes right now. Here's Modano bringing it in. Now puts it in the slot. Craig fires, and it's up high and off the glass. Emerson clearing it off the wall. This is Janney, man rink wide. Shanahan, one man back. Hatcher crisscross. He leaves it for Shanahan. A return pass hit Tenorti, and the puck is cleared to center. Too many passes, too fancy. Shoot the puck when you get the chance. Shanahan chased back into his zone by Churla, wheels and comes, and loses it to center to Duchesne. Now to Churla. He fired it. Ouch! Ouch! Ooh. Norwood down. He's up. He's okay. 12:02 left in the period.
Had terrific pictures tonight from the crew in St. Louis, Al. This is our first opportunity to work on television. Let me ask you, how is it going for you now? This is our first.
It's a new experience for me.
It is.
It's just radio with pictures, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same thing, only different.
Yeah.
And here we go again as Janney comes in. And Al, they wait. Janney.
Too cute. He had a shot there. Shanahan.
And he never really got a shot on goal.
Take him when you can get him, boys. And now we got Lowry and Churla doing a little mixing up, and Ron Asselstein moves in there. The North Stars opened their season a year ago with 3 straight wins, all at Met Center. They opened with a 4-2 win over Chicago and followed with identical 3-2 decisions over Quebec and Detroit. But they went 1-4-0 in their next 5 starts. Now we're underway. The Blues with Kurt Giles. He left it, and Matt Tkachuk clears to center. 6-3, the Blues lead. This is Butcher. Butcher takes a bump from Churla as he puts it in the North Star zone. Tenorti to the rookie Matvechuk to Churla, plays it up the wing. And Quinn went after it. It's in the St. Louis end of the rink. And the Blues get control. Zombo picking up a pass in the right corner. Delivers it to Bass, and now it's centered. Ooh, Rich Sutter just ran into the Great Wall of China, and Churla blasted him to his rear end. Now a long pass for Hull. Comes loose at center. McPhee tied up by Bozon. Hull drops it back in his zone for Zombo. His pass, Hull had to turn back to get it, having trouble finding it. Now backhands it in. Hull looking for the hat trick. Got 2 already, led the league with 8 of them last year. None of them against the North Stars, though. Now Korolev to Brown to Hull, whips it, and Wakaluk holds the right post and steers it away to the corner. Brown, he fired. These guys all shoot the puck. Now it's cleared up the left wing boards, and McPhee starting to play back 3-on-2. Courtnall failed to make the pass as he ran into Zombo, who tied him up. Puck loose, and Hull has it. Hull rink wides it into the North Star zone. Tenorti getting to it ahead of Korolev, and feeds it around behind Broughton. Ed Manning on the wing, and Courtnall starts to come. 5 Blues back, stringing the line, forcing him to dump it in. Courtnall recovers, drills a shot, sharp angle, and Joseph up against the post makes the save. Now Norwood playing it into the North Star zone, and Tenorti comes back for it. He's checked on the play by Shanahan. Now Emerson battling for the puck. Tenorti fell to break it up. It's in the corner. Emerson loses out to Gagne as Tenorti takes care of Emerson, and here's Black into the St. Louis zone. James Black chased by Cavallini, who staples him to the wall. They both go down, and the Blues clear the puck, and Hatcher will skate it down to Wakaluk's right for the icing call. 9 minutes, 29 seconds remain in the third. St. Louis leads Minnesota 6-3.
There are 3. North Stars and NHL merchandise in town is available at the North Star Stuff stores in the Met Center Concourse.
What?
The North Star Stuff stores.
Wow, Ray!
Thank you. I did it. They're there at the Met and also in the Mall of America. I like saying that.
Yeah,
The
I can tell
mall.
you practiced that. I can
Yeah,
tell. You're
yeah.
good.
North Star
it's like Peter
Stuff
Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
North Star Stuff stores.
Yeah. Underway, Butcher to Giles. To Sutter, deflected off his stick, but fired on in by Lowry and then cleared, and we're going to have icing. It'll be Giles getting back for it first. We got Matt Pavlich here tonight. He's the supervisor of tonight's officials, and 25 years ago when the North Stars and Blues played their first game ever in the NHL, he was working that game. He and Will Norris were the linesmen, and Bruce Hood was the referee.
What do you remember special about that night? You remember anything?
I remember the pregame. Arthur Godfrey was here, and he came out on the ice on skates. Skated around a little bit.
Did he
looked like
skate?
he'd been on them before, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had somebody from the Ice Capades was here too, doing a little number, and of course the Solomons owned the team at that time. This building in those days, Ralph, you could eat off the floors. It was immaculate, but I'm sorry to say it has deteriorated rather rapidly since the building was sold by the Solomons. It has not been maintained the way they maintained it. And of course there's talk of a new arena here, which they sorely need.
However, we understand that a football arena is going in, and they don't have a team.
Yeah. You know.
What are you going to do?
Butcher can't see the net, so he plays it around behind. Hatcher relays right, and Craig is back for it. His pass went off Lowry, rink wide. Ellick scoops it out to center. Johnson. Oh, he takes 2 men down and lost his stick. He ran into Giles and Bass, and here's Hatcher picking up a pass, then lost it, gets it back, and then it's deflected rink wide. A delayed penalty upcoming to the Blues. A hook has been called by referee Rob Schick at 11:17, and the North Stars are going to go on the power play, where they are 1 for 3.
And let me just tell you a quick story about why you should always stay and watch the end of a game. Because Sunday, I went to that Vikings game,
And Al,
then you had to phone me to find out who won it. What a comeback that was. Wow.
And the North Stars tried to stage one of their own here. Garth Butcher on his way to the penalty box. He's hooking Mike Modano and pulls him down as Hatch tries to make his way toward the net. The North Stars have employed a 4-forward power play. We'll see it again here with Modano on the point. He and Chodin there, Gagne, Craig, and Dolan up front.
How many penalties you got for St. Louis?
I now have 4 for 8 minutes.
Yeah, and for Minnesota?
5 for 10 minutes.
Okay.
How we doing?
We match.
Good.
Not many penalties. That kind of surprises me after the preseason, and I don't think they've been letting anything go out there. I think the players have become very conscious of what they can and can't get away with. Here's Gagne, left circle, tried to feed Craig in the slot, but it hit the traffic. Craig after it now. He got tied up by Zombo, and the puck turns over to Hull. Ooh, wow, that one hit Modano, and he's still on his feet. Cleared to center, Zombo. Cross to Hull. Comes back and gulfs it down there. I wonder how didn't get out of the zone. Chodin put it in front. It goes rink wide. I wonder how far Hull can drive a golf ball. Let's see. Here he comes with a puck. Stopped and got knocked down by Chodin. Gagne back to recover the puck. Failed to clear, but recovers it and gives it to Modano. Puts it in the zone, but Norwood clears, and here comes Sutter. Rich Sutter, left circle, man in front, and a high pass goes rink wide as it got by Basson in front. The North Stars back with Gagne. Gagne put it in the slot. It was cleared away from Churla and then relayed out of the zone by Sutter before Tenorti can get to it. This is Modano. 32 seconds left in the penalty. Now Courtnall trying to get away from Lowry to Hatcher. Now passes off Quinn to Courtnall. He took a swipe at the puck that was in the air, grazed it, has it again to Tenorti. Hatcher. His shot hit Lowry. Lowry trying to clear. Hatcher, nice move to keep it in over to Courtnall in the slot, and Quinn fell, broke the blade off his stick as he went down. The puck hit the traffic, the penalty over. Here's Tenorti, got bowled over by Butcher, still has the puck, gives it to Courtnall, chased back to the net by Cavallini, passes off, Churla put it in the slot, Quinn couldn't find it. Now here's Churla getting it again, he fires, he hits the traffic. Norwood down on his knees, blocks it, and has control of the puck, and now falls over. Lee Norwood playing the role of the second goaltender, keeping that one from getting through to the net. We got 24 teams in the NHL this year. There are 12 men coaching their respective teams for the first time. And I wonder how many of those will be replaced before the season ends. The last time the National Hockey League went through an entire season without any coaching changes was in 1966 and 67, the last year before the first expansion. The coaches then were Harry Sinden at Boston, Billy Ray at Chicago, Sid Abel at Detroit, Toe Blake at Montreal, Emile Francis of the New York Rangers, Punch Imlach of Toronto. They all started, and they were still with their same teams at the end of the season. Now, how many would you bet are going to be changed this year, Ralphie?
Boy, I wouldn't want to bet on it at all after what happened last season and all the changes. Brian Sutter, a casualty here in St. Louis after the early exit to Chicago. And the North Stars tonight are trying to upset Bob Plager's hope of an opening night victory. But the Blues are on their way. They lead 6-3, 6:21 remaining. Stars had some good chances on that power play, though.
From the face-off, shot right off by Dolan. Joseph, another save. Here's Gagne trying to wrap around, but he got spun around and dropped. And back comes Chaney to Emerson. Got turned back on the play by Tenorti. Puck is fired around behind. Shanahan giving it away in the right corner to Matvichuk. Retreats behind Wakaluk. Now comes right to Gagne. In check, banks it out off the boards to center. Brown back to Zombo at his blue line. To Brown. Fires it in, and Tenorti will skate it down. 5:40 left in the third period. Matvichuk starting back. To Gagne, back to Matvichuk. Into the zone, a drop to Gagne. Puts it in front, it's in the crease, a backhand shot, and a save on Black. The puck is loose, Matvichuk fired. Oh, Joseph down in a sitting position, saves again. It's fired around behind. Brown goes after it in the corner. Checked by Dolan. And finally the puck is cleared out of the zone. And that guy, Curtis Joseph, he's got horseshoes in both ears. He's got him in his nostrils. He's got him in his pockets. He's got him in his skates. Wow! You can't buy a goal on this guy.
Unbelievable.
42 shots, and he's only given up 3 goals. The Blues have had 30 shots. They've been outshot 14-4 in this period. And we've got Wakaluk coming over to the Minnesota bench as a penalty has been called. And the North Stars are going to get another chance on the power play with 4:54 remaining.
Kurt Giles is going to the penalty box, but how does this puck stay out of the net? Matvichuk has a whack at it. Black has a whack at it. Matvichuk again has a whack at it. Dolan has a whack at it. It's loose in front. Olfe gets hit pretty good on the side of the net, but how does that puck stay out of the net? One thing, or at least one idea, Al, is that the North Stars have really played a terrific third period. Kurt Giles takes down former teammate Neil Broughton, but the Stars have outshot the St. Louis Blues 14-4. They have gotten something positive going here. They've ran into a hot goaltender, and they can't get a bounce. I mean, look at that. They cannot get a bounce down there.
Matvichuk is probably saying, hey, here's my first in the NHL. Don't bank them until they're in, Richard.
And now they will get another opportunity on the power play as Giles goes for taking down Neil Broughton.
The Blues lost their first 2 games last season, both on the road. They dropped a 7-2 decision to the Devils in New Jersey and then got blanked 3-0 by the Leafs in Toronto. But they rallied for 3 straight wins and were 3-1-1 in their next 5 starts. Underway on the power play, the Blues clear. This is Shodin. Of course, back of the net, Basson peels off in front. Huh? Dolan to Elick to Dolan in front. Churla can't get a shot off. Now moving in off the point, Shodin putting it back in deep. Churla taken out by Norwood. Clearing attempt. Shodin stumbles but keeps it in the zone. Passes off as the North Stars working around on the power play. Now it's fed back to Shodin. Shot right on. Joseph another save, and the Blues come up with the puck this time, and Sutter clears it all the way down the ice. 1:02 left.
At the end of the hockey game, Al, we'll be selecting our Old Milwaukee Player of the Game. That coming up immediately following play here in the third period.
Now Shodin starting Dolan back. Into the North Star zone. Drops it to the point, and Modano has to hurry it to put it back in the corner. Dolan put it in front. Goes rink wide. Shodin to Gagne to Dolan. Back to the point now. Shodin. His pass deflects into the slot area. Craig couldn't get control. Cavallini failed to clear. Gagne to Dolan. And his pass to the point gloved down by Wilson, who clears around behind, and Butcher picks it up. And Butcher drills it out. Modano gloves it down and feeds to Gagne. Back for Modano, but it's broken up by Wilson. Ronnie Wilson backhands it in. And that'll kill the penalty on Giles. 5 seconds left as Modano starts back to Gagne. Giles comes on. Puck in the St. Louis zone. Brown missed on Gagne. A shot from a sharp angle. Put it on the net, and it goes off Joseph to the right wing board. Still in the zone. This is Craig playing it in deep. Brown driving it around on the right side. Kept in by Craig to McPhee. Into the corner for Gagne. He's covered by Brown. Now Craig charges in with Basson. And finally the Blues get control. Brown clearing it out rink wide back into the North Star zone. Wakaluk sweeps it ahead for Tenorti. Just over 2 minutes left. Tenorti's pass comes loose at the Blues blue line, and Norwood clears it back. Tenorti had a pass that got by McPhee, and they wave icing. Cavallini skates it around behind Joseph, and we're down to the final 2 minutes. Cavallini passing off, and Norwood clears it, but it goes out of play.
Al, the North Stars have come to play tonight, and the 6-3 score on the board does not reflect the amount of offense that the Stars have been able to put together tonight. 44 shots at Curtis Joseph. St. Louis Blues have roughly 2/3 of that, and the Stars, especially in the third period, with a 16-4 margin, have put Curtis Joseph to the test. But it does give Minnesota something to build on as they head back home for Thursday night.
Yep. Montreal has beaten Hartford 5-1. New Jersey over the New York Islanders 4-3. Philadelphia came from behind to tie Pittsburgh 3-all. And we've got Vancouver leading Edmonton 3-2. Calgary and LA are tied at 3, and Winnipeg leads Detroit 4-1. And they're calling back a two-line pass here for a face-off inches inside the St. Louis zone with 1:42 remaining in the third period. The North Stars home Thursday against the Blues, and Saturday against Tampa Bay.
Some seats are still available for opening night, and tickets remain for Saturday night against the Tampa Bay Lightning. First chance to see the Lightning, a Norris Division edition. 853-9333 or 989-5151. North Stars at home Thursday and Saturday night. Come and be a part of the fun.
Lightning beat the North Stars and tied them in 2 games down in Tampa Bay and Lakeland in the preseason. Tied them 4-all in Tampa Bay and beat them 5-2 in Lakeland. Now Courtnall to McPhee. Lets it go, and it went off the goaltender Joseph into the left corner, and it ricochets back out to center. Hatcher in trouble. Hull poking it loose from out of his skates, and finally Cavallini. Long pass up the far side. Lowry dropping it off. Hull back in the slot. It got away from Korolev, and the North Stars come back. Courtnall to Modano to Courtnall. Checked by Giles. The puck goes loose, and Korolev clears it around behind. And it comes all the way back into the North Star zone where Matvichuk picks it up. We're down to the final 40 seconds. 6-3 St. Louis. Matvichuk puts it in deep. Joseph cutting it off behind, and Giles will have it. Out he comes. Pass picked off. Tenorti fires. He scores on a pickoff to make it 6-4. And that one comes with 30 and 3/10 seconds left. So it's 19-29.
Hardly folding the tents. This is the mark of a Bob Gainey coach team. They stay in there, down 6-3 with under a minute left. They're still skating for more. The Stars want to stay in this game, building on that solid "we'll play 60 minutes with you" commitment. And Tenorti picks off a pass and fires it by Curtis Joseph. Stars captain gets a goal tonight to make it 6-4. That is his second of the evening, Al, as he has a pair.
6-4. Giles takes a look from behind Joseph to Butcher. He overpasses Lowry, and the North Stars come back. Quinn to Duchesne. Butcher leaning on him. Centering pass. Wakaluk cleared up the slot. Tenorti. Oh, and Quinn failed to get a stick on it at the right side of the crease as the puck went by him. And now it's cleared out of the zone by Bassin. Backcourt comes Matvichuk. And the Blues win their first game of the season at the expense of the North Stars. The final score, St. Louis 6 goals on 30 shots, and the North Stars were held to 4 goals on 46 shots. So Joseph looked at 16 more shots than Wakaluk tonight. He was the busier goaltender. The North Stars outshot him 18-4 in that third period, Ralph.
And what a great third period for the North Stars. Although they come out of here with a 6-4 loss, I think they got to feel pretty good about how they played, especially that third period. This has been a very tough building for them to play in, Al, historically. They did not win a game here last year. They've always had trouble in the arena, and tonight they came to play, but in the second period, the Blues broke it open, but the Stars really came back, and in period 3, that was a heck of a finish. What is that?
What's with the bells?
What's
Who's
with the
bringing
dinging?
the tacos?
What's with the dinging? There's dinging going on here. There is dinging.
Oh,
Let's let them ding, and we'll, yeah.
Okay, ring-a-ding-ding. All right, it's time to remind you the final 6-4 St. Louis, and we'll be right back in a moment to recap.